he made a series of statements that are provably false. And keep the context in mind. This was on Donald Trump's first full day in office in the first briefing to reporters in the White House. The subject matter, by and large, wasn't world events or issues to do with the U.S. It was to take on the news media over its reporting on the size of the crowd at the inauguration. It kind of defies logic on all fronts. It seems trivial, even countering what was said, but this is the spokesperson for the president, so it bears fact-checking. He talked about floor coverings being used to protect the grass for the first time, which he said made it look like the crowd was smaller than in previous inaugurals. Not true. Proven. Photos are on social media from the last one proving that is not true. I mean, even the photos, the aerial ones, I think they're taken from the Washington Monument, comparing 2009 with Trump's inaugural, they make it clear. These are not secret images. Spicer talked about security being tighter this year, deterring people from coming out. Not true. The Secret Service says it was basically the same kind of security setup as last time. There are public transit figures, subway ridership that contradicts what they're saying about the actual size of the crowd, and yet they say it. And look, this is without even diving in on why does this matter so much to Donald Trump? Who cares? Why does this get under his skin when he's president of the United States? It's bizarre. There are all kinds of things to worry about, and yet the worry seems to be the accurate reporting on crowd size, and the counter to the worry is to make easily disprovable statements. I mean, I was at the last two inaugurals. I remember them. I was at this one. I looked out at the crowd. It was smaller. But why does Trump care? Like I say, it's bizarre.
A lot of people making that comment this morning, although added into all of this is Kellyanne Conway. She defended the press secretary, Sean Spicer, using a phrase that we've never heard before, alternative facts.
Right. So, all of this was indeed put to the woman who was a Trump spokesperson and advisor and who has a new title now, counsel to the president, Kellyanne Conway. She was on the talk shows here this morning and was taken to task over what Spicer and Trump said yesterday, because Trump made similar points at the CIA. Again, on an issue that isn't earth-shattering information. Alternative facts was her term for what Spicer put forward. She didn't actually define alt facts, as she got pushback, i.e. jaw-dropping disbelief from those who were interviewing her this morning. Let's have a watch.
You're saying it's a falsehood, and they're giving Sean Spicer, our press secretary, gave alternative facts to that. But the point remains.
Wait a minute. Alternative facts? Alternative facts, 4 of the 5 facts he uttered. The one thing he got right was Zeke Miller. 4 of the 5 facts he uttered were just not true. Look, alternative facts are not facts. They're falsehoods. What was the motive to have this ridiculous litigation of crowd size?
And now you're casting it, and your job is not to give your opinion, Chuck. Respectfully, your job is not to call things ridiculous that are said by our press secretary and our president. That's not your job. You're supposed to be a news person. And boom, any snarky attempt to try to undercut this president in the Oval Office while he's doing the business of the country. We can't have this kind of relationship.
I completely agree.
Relationships between reporters and political spokespeople, they're always going to be adversarial, almost by definition, right? But this seems well beyond that already. And here we are on day 2. And again, the notion of legitimizing so-called alternative facts draws into question everything that will ever be said by the White House in this administration. It's effectively an admission that whatever is said doesn't have to be actual facts. Let's think about that. It may or may not be true. Deal with it is the message. It's kind of stunning.